All right, we are back for another game with the Guardian Project podcast. I'm your host, Andy.
And I'm your other host, Mike.
And this is the Commander stream where we play all things Magic the Gathering.
But only Commander, actually.
It sounds like pretty much just Commander.
Yeah, only Commander. And we are once again joined by two lovely guests. Welcome back, Andy Mangold. How are you tonight?
I'm great. How are you?
I am lovely. Tell us about who you are and your content.
I'm a man, and I'd like Cube. I think Cube is a great way to play Magic, and as such, I help make a website called luckypaper.co with a podcast called Lucky Paper Radio, all about Cube and all the things beautiful about Cube. Tonight, I'm playing this Grenzo Havoc Razor deck, and my goal, which I have yet to succeed in, is to make all these degenerate EDH players actually use the combat step and attack and block with their creatures instead of just playing utility creatures that do stuff. I got all kinds of rules text on them. I will continue in my mission.
All right. And Jason E. Alt, welcome back to our show. Tell us who you are, where we can find your content, and what commander you're playing.
I'm Jason. I'm playing Estrid the Masked. It's an enchantress sort of a thing, right?
Yeah.
I'm from the internet. If you go on Twitter,
it's the highest
It's
energy.
true.
I love it.
if you go on Twitter, I got a Twitter profile.
I think you're
This is-
overwhelming the audience, Jason.
this
You
is
better turn it down a
Jason.
couple notches.
Popping off right now. Just wait until the game starts.
Yeah, I'm pacing myself. I gave you way too much enthusiasm during my last intro.
Yes.
I was like, he gave us both barrels. What's he gonna be like in the game? Kind of sedate. So
Listen, chat says they're sold. So, I mean, you know what? You crushed the intro.
I figured it's approximately my millionth time doing it.
Yeah. I'm playing Wilhelt the Rotcleaver tonight. This is a deck that I have built since we last did our streams last year. So we are still on our first Commander stream of 2022. Wilhelt is just it's a good blue-black zombie commander that makes zombies with Decayed and allows me to draw cards by stacking a zombie at end of turn. So that is what I'm going to do. Coyle, what are you playing this game?
I am playing another partner pairing, Ikra Shidiqi and Sakashima of 1,000 Faces. This deck is a Sultai Legendary Creatures Matters Clones deck, where I'm going to try to see how many copies of Ikra Shidiqi I can get on the battlefield so that I can gain a ridiculous amount of life, much like Jason was doing in the last game.
Yep.
But before we begin, we want to make sure you check out our show. We are the Guardian Project podcast. We are a podcast, and you can find that podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts. We upload new episodes every week, and you can find them brand new on Wednesdays.
You can, and if you're watching this on YouTube, the links to our show are going to be in the show notes below, and you can also find links to our decks and our social media accounts, as well as our guests' accounts, because we will post those in the YouTube video description as well. So please don't forget to subscribe and like and follow if you like our content. I think it's time to get started. We did.
No, I got a question.
Yes.
First. How come you guys are allowed to talk about your podcast,
Why
but
can't
I'm not?
Oh, tell us all about yours. That's
Yeah,
what we.
please.
That's what
I
we
think you were
wanted.
prompted to.
That was
you said you were-
joke. You were like,
"I'm
do an
very
intro, and I was
low
like, I
energy."
refuse. I will reserve this to trip you up later.
Jason's from the internet.
That's right.
I'm from commandersherald.com, which is a website that you don't go to now, but you should. We have great writers writing about fantastic topics. Is it similar to EDH Rec? It's better. Commander's Herald.
Ooh.
That should be the slug line for the website. Just Commander's Herald. Better than EDH Rec. We don't have any deck stats, so we can't be held responsible for the format getting faster.
There you
Oh
go.
yes, that was a topic on Reddit earlier, and I also write for Commander's Herald. I write a series called Good Grief, and my Commander's Herald playmat is over there. I'm just playing with.
That's what he would say. That's what he would say, Jason. Oh yeah, mine's just in my bag, but you can't see it. It's off camera.
So go check out everybody's content. Please go follow. We have all their content is great. I think it's time to get
It's a website that answers the question, what if the first 5 people I hired to write were all comedians?
Okay.
Because I can't hire a comedian to write something funny for EDH Rec. It's weird. It's like, here's my hilarious joke about some data. So I needed a second website. So this is a vanity project that I've roped Andy into it.
I love it. All right, it's time to get started. We rolled to see who was going to go first, and I ended up being the big winner. So I get to go first this game. And we also mulliganed. So I think we can go ahead and start. Everybody like their hands? Yes?
Nah,
Seems
they're
like my
a
hand-
little small.
Is good.
Mine are
Hand is
Fine.
good.
good hands.
Hand is fine, but not rude. You know, it's
All right, I will draw
It's
for
good hand.
turn. I'm going to play a Fetid Pools tapped, and then I'll pass.
I will draw for turn. I will play this Botanical Sanctum untapped because I control 2 or fewer lands, and I'll tap it for a green, and I'll cast a Birds of Paradise that I just drew, and I will pass the turn.
Could have been a Sakura Tribe Scout.
It could have been.
I will draw.
The Green
I'll play
Walking Atlas?
I hear
Guess
it's
what I'm gonna
just like
play?
the Green Walking Atlas.
With my mountain, I'm going to play a 1/1 Goblin.
Ooh.
Unkick?
Impulsive Pilfer.
Or does it have dash? What does it have? It's
It
kind
has
of
Encore. This is a 1/1 that dies into a treasure
Yeah.
token and has Encore. And then I will pass.
And then all the Encore tokens make treasure tokens.
I got a pretty strong play. Forced into Utopia Sprawl, naming white.
All right.
I'll pass the turn.
Untap, draw. I will play this snow-covered island. I'm going to tap for 2 to play a charcoal diamond that enters tapped, and I'll pass.
I sure wish that they hadn't put those in Commander Legends, because those were worth money before.
Were they really?
Yeah, the diamonds are a couple bucks for some of them. Like I think
Oh,
at one point, like a Mirage Charcoal was a couple bucks.
did we lose Coil again? Thank you so much for the follow, Excelsior.
I, for one, like that people can afford magic cards personally. But, hot take.
Coil's
Am
back.
I being asked what my? I think all 4 of us are being asked what is our favorite creature type.
Oh.
I do believe that is the case. You're back now, Coil?
I am back, and I don't believe it's my internet because I saw chat coming in just fine while everyone else was frozen. So I think it's my connection to Spell Table for some reason.
Our favorite
Interesting.
creature type?
I still like slivers, honestly.
Can I choose Shapeshifter?
Is that because it's all of them?
I mean,
I just like Morophon. It's like my
but
favorite
like
creature.
stuff that's specifically a shapeshifter, that design space has been done pretty well. So yeah, I mean, shapeshifter is actually not a cop-out answer, but
Nice.
especially if you like Morophon.
Yeah.
My favorite
I'm gonna
tribal
have to say
deck is a
goblins.
humans deck. Oh, goblins?
Yeah.
I have to
can
say
imagine.
goblins over here.
Sure.
I'm gonna play a snow-covered forest in my land for a turn, and then I'm gonna tap 3, and I'm going to cast an Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath.
Yikes.
Squall
Now, this
Hunter
does look like
1.
Cube. So far,
That
this
doesn't
does look
even
like
stick
Cube over
around.
there, Coil.
You're
It
so
d-
dumb, that's gonna die.
Well, yeah, but I'm gonna gain 3 life, draw a card, and then put a land from my hand into play. I'll put this snow-covered forest, and then I'll sacrifice Uro,
Thank you so much for the follow, Squall Hunter 1.
and then I'll pass the turn.
Do you have a cool reason for having snow-covered lands?
I do. I'm
I
playing
don't-
Narfi. Oh, and mine.
Oh.
Sorry.
Yes.
Oh, tight.
Coil,
Oh,
do you?
I should be playing Jordan here, honestly, if I'm playing snow-covered basics, but I'm not.
I have started adding snow-covered swamps to all of my black decks 100% for Draugr Necromancer. That's how cool I think that card is.
Okay.
I'm going to play a Goblin Welder. I'm going to play a Goblin Churgeon. This is like Richard Scarry's
Is that
books
a
for
foil
goblins.
welder?
Yeah. And then I'm going to go to combat with my Impulsive Pilfer, and I'm going to have to attack Andy. Well, no, I mean, Coil. I got to attack you, Coil. I
Yeah.
lied.
I got the most life.
You did
I'm
too
gonna
much
take
stuff.
one.
You did too much stuff. You're just
Jason,
gonna
we
take
didn't get to
damage.
hear what your favorite creature type is. I'm going to
I
pick
said
human. I don't think I
slivers,
answered.
baby.
Oh, you picked slivers. That's right. Okay, you did.
That was
And
like my
then-
first big boy deck.
I will pass the turn.
Chat says Field of the Dead is my favorite new reason to play Snow Basics.
Yep.
Specifically,
that's why I
like
play.
one snow basic.
Yep. That was
Like,
my
just a snow basic.
I will play Saturn Enchanter and pass the turn.
All right.
that's why my Abzan mana base is the way that it is for Field of the Dead specifically.
I am going to play this snow-covered swamp, and then I'm going to play... I don't know if I've ever played a curse before. Let's do this. First, I'm going to tap for 2, and I'm going to play an Arcane Signet.
Okay.
And I'm going to pay 3. I'm looking at lands I got. Grenzo, Ikra, Shidiqi, Sakashima, and then Estrid. I feel like Ikra or Estrid are going to play more lands than...
I am definitely not going to play that many lands. I can promise you that.
I mean, you will all play more lands, but I feel like the 2 are going to play more lands than the Grenzo deck.
For sure.
Probably, yeah.
I will never play more than a land per turn, though. Oh, are you saying that... Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so, just in general, they're going to play more lands.
You're saying running, not... Okay.
Well,
I thought you were accusing me of running Cultivate in this deck or something.
My ramp in this deck is Artifact, but I do play fetch lands and stuff in case you want, like landfall.
I mean, I'm gonna Coil. I'm gonna curse you with Curse of the Restless Dead. So it just says whenever a land enters the battlefield under enchanted player's control, I make a 2/2 black zombie with Decayed.
Okay.
So it doesn't do anything negative to you. It just when you play or when a land comes into play, I get a zombie.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I guess I do have Uro in my graveyard. No, that's a totally good call for me.
So I am going to pass the turn. I'll just set this right out over here. That's on.
Okay.
I'm getting ready to do some very normal stuff like goading Decayed zombie tokens.
Exactly.
Extremely normal one over here.
I will play a Snow-Covered Island as my land for turn. I will tap a green and a blue, and I'll cast a
zombie with Decayed.
Yes, I'm gonna cast Keenan Bonder Prodigy.
Yeah-oh.
That's gonna be a problem.
I will tap 2 for a Dimir Signet. And then I will tap 1, 2. That's 5, huh? 3, 4, 5. No, 1, 2 down to 1 plus 3. It's only 4. Yeah, 4 mana. I will cast a Leyline of Anticipation. And then pass the turn.
I didn't know you could cast a Leyline.
Sure, it's got mana cost.
It could only be played for free on turn 0.
Yep.
I will untap. I will draw a card. That does something at least. Play a mountain. Just gotta do a quick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right?
Hmm?
Let's do it and find out. I'll cast a Dockside Extortionist.
Oh, yeah.
I think I
I have
counted
1.
7.
I have 1.
So I control 3. I have an enchantment and 2 artifacts.
That's only 6. I miscounted. All right, 6. 6 treasures it is. Here's
Yeah,
my
sorry,
treasure
the thing under here I just wrote to signify that this is cursed Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Which is so weird to say Mike.
Yeah, I mean, you could say Coil. That's
I
fine.
can say Coil. It's weird. I call you Mike on the show. Sometimes I call you Coil on the show.
I mean, I should probably go by Coil since my Twitter handle's Worm Coil Engine,
That's true.
I guess.
I'm going to sack 2 treasures to cast by commander. Grenzo, Havoc Razor. And then pay 1 and sack 2 more treasures for a Goblin War Drums, which gives all of my creatures menace.
Ooh. Ooh. That's fast.
And then I will go to combat, and I only have 2 creatures with power that can attack, so it's not that bad. But I will send Pilferer at Jason and Goblin Welder at Coil. 1 damage each.
I'll take it.
Taking it.
And then I will goad the Satyr Enchanter and Kinnan.
Okay.
That's jacked up, man.
Yeah, I agree.
The thing
At
that
least make
sucks
you
about
use deck-
Decayed zombies is they can't block.
Yeah, that is a thing. All right, I'll pass the turn then. Unfortunately, I mean, make you use the Kinnan mana on your main phase seems not terrible when you have a Leyline of Anticipation out, I guess.
Well, that's pretty great.
Oh, this is gross. I gotta put an overgrowth on a tapped land. Oh, man. My Satyr Enchanter might as well die. All the good it's gonna do me. I'll attack Andy because he's not gonna block.
Is it 1
can't
or is
block.
it 2?
It's a 2/2.
All right, I will take 2.
Pass the turn.
All right.
Missing land draw.
Untap, draw. I am going to play a snow-covered swamp. And then I will pay 1, 2. 3, 4. And I will play Wilhelt the Rotcleaver. And I'm going to go to my end step, and at the beginning of my end step, if I may sack a zombie. If I do, I draw a card. I'm going to sacrifice this zombie with Decayed and draw a card.
Good deal. Then I will untap. Draw for turn. Move to combat. Swing at Jason with Keenan.
I'm doing it. I'm making use of the combat step.
The
much
combat
damage
step
is
is
that?
happening.
I'm really
Two.
doing
It's
it.
2 damage, yes.
2 damage. All right.
2 whole damage.
And for the first time, the EDH players read the power and toughness of their cards.
And I'm just going to pass the turn after that.
All right, you got that ley line out. That makes sense. I will untap. I will draw a card.
This is where I get my leyline Crozan gripped, and then I can't do anything about it.
Chat, tell us what you've been up to for the last year since we haven't been streaming. All
Yeah,
in one-
everything.
Everything
list
that
it.
you've done really
In
fast.
3 sentences or
Yes.
fewer.
Just drop it in chat. We want to know what you've been
Yep.
up to because
You're
Not more than
full 2
one
years.
task. Not more than one task per hitting that enter button. Task
While
enter
chat is,
button.
while
Task,
chat is
enter
doing
button.
that, I'm going to pay 3 and sacrifice a treasure for the Trash Master once again. And then I'm going to go to combat. Let's send this many at Coil, Grenzo, Havoc, Razor, and Dockside Extortionist. Let's send the now 1/3 Goblin Churgeon at Andy, and let's send Pilferer and Welder at Jason.
and these
I'm
have
getting my ass beat by
Menace.
a utility goblin, and that's
These
pretty
all have
upsetting.
Menace, yes.
all right.
It's really upsetting.
I'm taking this
So it's
one.
going to be 1 to Andy, 4 to Jason, and 5 to Coil.
5 to me, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna take that damage.
Oh, I take 4. That sucks.
Krynos, this is things you did the last year while we weren't streaming. Anthony was stress cooking and also making stuff about magic. Great.
And then I'm going to resolve my triggers. I'm going to goad every creature in play, and then I'm also going to exile the top card of Jason's library with my second Grenzo trigger on Jason.
Oh, it's gonna be a land.
It's Paradox
Oh.
Zone. That sucks. I needed that.
That's
But
the
you need a
5 mana
land,
green
though, too.
enchantment, right?
Yep.
I can't cast that. So then I will just play a land for turn. It is a Forgotten Cave tapped.
So is that card
and
exiled then? Or is it...
It's just exiled, yeah. And I will pass.
You learned how to
That's
make
bad.
onions in a jar, like growing them, growing onions in a
Jesus.
jar.
Make
I'll
onions
cultivate.
in a jar.
I have to resort to
I-
cultivating.
I think Cryonicity maybe is talking about pickled onions, maybe, which we did
Oh.
tell people how to make on our podcast.
Oh,
Ah.
And it does involve a jar. With the
With
vinegar,
vinegar,
yes.
yes,
Confirmed.
okay.
All right.
All right, pickled onions.
That it.
I got really into Bloody Mary, so I started pickling my own stuff like onions. It was fun.
I got my
Nice.
husband some Bloody Mary. They're like these little things you put in the glass. They're like metal, and they have a bunch of. I don't know how to describe it. This is like the worst description ever, but they look like antlers coming off like a fork, and you can put like pieces of grilled cheese and olives and stuff, and it like makes it so you can make.
Oh, to
fancy-
make a powerful Bloody Mary.
Yes, like you put all
Mhm.
the fun stuff, and like it's just like a metal stick that goes into the drink, and you can just put pile a bunch of stuff onto it.
2 at Coil.
I'll take it.
Slowly, we will get all the players to attack each other. Yeah. Yes.
Done after that, Jason?
Yeah, I'm all set.
All right. Untap, draw for turn. I will play this snow-covered island. I'm gonna pay 3 for a Digraph Colossus. There's no zombies in my graveyards. It's not gonna get any +1/+1 counters. When I cast a zombie, I make a tap 2/2 black zombie.
Seems good.
That
In
card's
zombie
awesome.
tribal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pay 3, and I'm going to play my own Phyrexian Altar.
Uh-oh.
And then I have to move to combat. And Coil, I will swing at you for 3 with Wilhelt.
I am going to cast Ikra Shidiqi.
Oh, that sucks. I forgot this happens. Oh, I forgot you had flash.
Yeah,
Play
and then,
line.
then I'm going to block it with Ikra Shidiqi.
What's Ikra Shidiqi again? A
A
3?
3/7.
Stupid. I hate this.
Freaky Shidiqi.
I'm gonna. Does it gain you life when you block?
No, only when I deal damage to an opponent, to a player.
Oh, to a player. All right. Well, Wilhelt dies, I think. Yeah, the Wilhelt's just gonna die. Whoops. I didn't want to swing at Jason because Jason's already at 33.
Yeah.
I think as we saw from the last game, the numbers really don't really matter that much. Eventually, you get attacked for 450. And so it's like, you know.
After that, I guess I just pass. Yeah.
Untap. Draw for turn.
Oh, you built a second cube and a new battle box. I had a battle box for a long time, and then I didn't have anyone to play it with, so
That's a good format.
it's fun. That's
Battle
one where
box
everybody
rules.
plays, right? You play from just like the same pile of cards, and you have one. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
Battlebox is great. We'll talk about that a decent bit on the podcast, too.
It's been a long time since I played battle box.
What is BattleBox if not Cube?
It's basically, I mean, they're both, you know, curated limited formats. I guess would you call BattleBox a limited format? You don't get to draft it, but you also don't get to bring a deck. So I don't know. Who's to say?
I don't know. I like Type 4. That was the thing I like to do between rounds.
What was
Type
Type
4
Type 4 was
4?
great. Okay, you have 3 cards in your hand.
He was just
You have
waiting for someone to
infinite
ask.
mana of every color, and you can only play 1 spell per turn. And everybody draws from the same deck.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
a lot of powerful nonsense. You just
It's an
play
amazing format. Where
ridiculously
just,
powerful card after ridiculously powerful card, and just like throw haymakers at each other.
Okay. That's fun.
it actually is what everybody pretended the early days of EDH was.
I'm going to tap my Birds of Paradise and Dimir Signet for 4 mana and cast Sakashima of 1,000 Faces.
Coming in as a copy
It's
of.
a lot of faces.
Entering as a copy of Ikra Shidiqi.
Yeah.
And then I
That's a
will
lot
move,
of toughness.
move to combat.
Oh no, we're gonna get shit.
I'm going to declare Keenan as an attacker at Jason and Ikra as an attacker at Andy.
Are you gonna get
Andy Mangold?
Ooh.
Because
I
it's
will-
not goaded.
It's not goaded. I will take the damage.
Ah, Andy's no longer at 40. Get
It is
wrecked.
3, right?
It is 3 damage from
Okay.
Ikra. Yeah, and Jason, did you take the 2?
I took 2, yeah.
Okay, so then I will gain 18 life because I have 2 Ikra
Oh
Shidiqis.
my gosh.
And I'll gain 14 from this Ikra and 4 from this.
Oh no. Did you play
That's
a land
okay.
yet? Have you played a land
I
yet?
know
in
who I'll be
danger.
attacking.
I go to 52. I have not played a land yet for this turn.
Play those lands. Come on.
I will play an Overgrown Tomb tapped.
Yes. I'm going to make a Decayed Zombie.
And then I will pass the turn.
All right. I will untap. I will draw a card. Play a
Minor
mountain.
damage is going to get to you, Mr. Mangold.
Oh yeah, I'm not. it's
6
fine.
more Ikra swings.
I'm not worried about this. This is all going to be fine. I'm going to go to combat. Guess what, Coil?
What?
Stuff's happening to you. Oh, you have flash and everything too, don't you? Ooh, wait
I
a minute. Hold on a
do.
minute. Hold on, just one stinking.
Oh.
Hold on one stinking minute. How much mana you got up there? It looks like 4.
I have 4.
4 mana up. What's the worst thing that could happen to me?
I can't do Uro. I don't have enough stuff in my graveyard.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting board state.
I agree. Wholeheartedly.
Okay, here's what we're gonna have to do. I think we're gonna be fine. I'm gonna trust in the heart of the cards. I'm coming at you, Coil. All these things.
Heart of the cards. How much damage?
It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 damage worth of goblins.
Yeah, no blocks.
All right. So you're going to take 13. Then, going to be some triggers. And I think I got 6 triggers. I'm going to, let's do it. Let's goad all of your creatures and then exile the top 3 of your library.
All right, so my 4 creatures are goaded.
I'm sorry, you have 4 creatures. I'll goad everything but the bird. I'll goad Kinnan and the 2 Ikra Shidiqis.
I actually really appreciate that because now I can hold it up for Leyline mana. So top 3?
Top 3.
Okay, we've got a Watery Grave.
Boo.
We've got a Vidalcan Ori.
Oh.
Okay.
And we've got a Tatiova Benefic Druid.
Gross.
Oh, punished for playing my land first main phase like an idiot. All right. I think I'm going to take that Tatiova, but let me just read Vidalcan Ori. That's the one that if you get below a certain number, you draw.
No, Vidalcan
right?
Ori is a Leyline of Anticipation.
Oh,
Same
yeah,
thing.
screw that. We don't do that here. I will pay 5 mana, and I will take a Tatiova.
You've got a Tatiova.
So I will go ahead and make my own little Tatiova over here. And cannot believe I played my land first main phase like an unbelievable idiot. And then I'll pass the turn.
What an idiot. Listen, chat's really enjoying the Goblins deck, though. This is great.
Yeah.
It's doing work.
You get to see everyone else's deck with this Goblin deck, which is fantastic. And I have to swing with my creatures that I did plan to swing
This
with.
might be the first time Grenzo Havoc Razor's been on our show, though, so that's pretty cool, too.
I've only played against this Grenzo once before, and it was during Mono Red October at one of our LGSs.
I love this
Okay.
card. I'm surprised more people don't.
I'm gonna play Estrid,
It's
and
fun.
I'm gonna float a green mana.
All right.
So Estrid comes in. I'm gonna go up to 5 and untap these 2 lands.
I like that sideways art of Estrid. That's really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's someone did a foil peel.
Oh.
on the jumbo card.
Very cool. Very cool.
What's his name?
Yeah.
Ursa Bearwalker
Oh,
did a
nice.
foil
Oh,
peel. They
yeah.
just cut the card in half and then took
Yeah.
the foil from up here and put it down in the text box.
Editor
so.
for CMDR Central, Ursa Bearwalker. Go check him out.
I was getting Vidalcan Ori and Usurper Ori confused. I might have taken a Usurper Ori. That card's kind of weird.
Oh no. Yeah.
This deck doesn't run a lot of interaction, so having my creatures at flash speed is
I'll
my
play
interaction.
Smothering Tithe.
Oh,
Is it resolved?
I don't have counters.
Oh, yeah, I pass priority.
Yeah,
Okay,
nothing
I'll-
from me.
I'll draw
I
from-
also pass priority. I will
I'll draw
not
from
be.
both enchanters. I played a land this turn. Yes, I feel like I've not.
Yeah.
Chat asked if you've considered Grenzo Dungeon Warden and too many Relentless Rats.
Did cross my mind. I love Goad and I love playing other people's cards,
I
especially
played
in Commander.
Marisi, Breaker of the Coil, which is fun because my co-host name is Coil.
It's true.
But that the deck got disassembled, but that was also a fun Naya Goad deck.
That was a lot of fun.
I can't play anything else in my hand, which is weird. To have that many cards and not be able to play
I
anything.
think next turn you'll be able to play lots of cards on account of your Smothering Tithe. So
Yeah, but none of your creatures are goaded, so they don't have to swing.
that's true. I didn't goad your
I
little utility
choose to
enchantress
swing.
creatures.
Now we're good. You can't goad or go through Enchantress anyway.
That is true.
Oh, it has Shroud.
Can't do
It has
There's something that
the
removes Shroud
text
out there,
cannot
though,
be
right?
the target of spells or abilities because it's that
Oh. Oh. So it's still Shroud though, yeah?
yeah.
Okay.
I'll pass the turn.
Okay, I will untap.
Now hold on.
Huh?
Are we worried about Flurry untapping with the altar? Is this a problem?
I don't think right now it is.
Okay, well, if you say it's not a problem, Coil, you know these
Well,
decks.
I haven't played against
Every time
Wilhelt.
he
I
hits
think I know the
somebody, he
list,
gains
but
18 life, so I don't think he's about to start sacking creatures.
no. But sacking those zombies to get, some extra mana. But he only has one.
A combo piece. But go ahead.
Thanks,
you can take it.
Cryonicity, for stopping by. Have a productive afternoon or night. Thanks for stopping by. I'm going to draw and look at whether or not I want to pay for the Smothering Tithe. And I think the answer is going to be no.
Bad start.
Yeah, the answer is no.
Bad start for the Solidarity Against Smothering Tithe Coalition.
Are we part of that? All right.
Someone's not part of that. That's for sure.
Did I miss a card draw? No, it's still Andy's turn.
I'm going to pay 6. I'm going to play Wilhelt the Rotcleaver.
Yep.
I cast a zombie spell, so I'm going to make a tapped 2/2 black zombie.
Nice.
Move these over a little bit. I have a smidgen of glare now that I have a second light. So yeah. I don't play cards right there now. So I got my zombie. And
That's
then,
the shiny spot.
yes, this is the shiny. I guess I could probably put the zombie there. It's fine. There we go. Perfect. And then I am going to sacrifice this decayed zombie. No, I will not. I will sacrifice this tapped 2/2 zombie that doesn't have decayed, which will make a zombie that has decayed.
There you
Yeah,
go. That's the
Wilhelt.
combo.
And then tap these 2 shmanas, and I am going to play a Poppet Stitcher. Whenever I cast an instant or sorcery, I create a 2/2 black zombie creature token with decayed at the beginning of my upkeep. If I control 3 or more creature tokens, I can transform it into a factory of sorts.
This one's a problem, Mangold.
Yeah, this one will transform into a
that's
Poppet
fine.
Factory that gives my tokens.
This is a combo piece with Wilhelt and a Phyrexian Altar
You
specifically.
shut your mouth.
Yeah, I see. I get it. I get it. It's fine. We'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
Okay.
Like, it's fine.
It's fine right now. We have a big window here. For us to do things.
I'm not goaded, so I'm going to pass through my combat step, and then at my end step, am going to sack this decayed zombie to draw a card from Wilhelt, and I will not be paying for the Smothering Tithe.
With that trigger on the stack,
Yes.
so before Jason gets more mana, just in case it matters, I will flash out a Spark Double.
As a what?
I wonder where that could pop.
Another
Well,
Ikra?
if it resolves and it enters, then it will be a copy of Sakashima, which is an Ikra with the non-legendary text on it, with the ignores legendary rule text. So it's a copy of this card, and it's Ikra Shidiqi, but it has an extra line of text of the legend rule doesn't apply to
You're just getting 2 copies of that line of text in play, so nobody
instead
can
of-
pop your Sakashima and cause you to sacrifice all the other Ikras.
Correct.
I got you.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have a response to that.
I do not have a response to that either.
Cool.
Okay, so
And
this,
the draws in the Smothering Tithe.
this zombie is sacked. Jason, you'll get your treasure, and I will draw a card.
20.
And then I'm done.
I will untap. These guys are goated. These ones are not. And I will draw for turn. I will. I'm going to move to combat.
Yes.
I'm going to swing my Spark Double at Andy Mangold.
My face, my beautiful face.
I will swing Keenan at Jason. Oh, I'm sorry, Jason. I am going to pay the 2 for the Smothering Tithe. I forgot.
Why?
Because I don't want you to have the mana. Simply put.
Why? Who?
Who hurt you?
Why are you like this?
I feel like I'm probably in the strongest position at the table, so I'm trying not to give anyone else advantage at all.
All right. I mean, at least you recognize it.
Yeah. I think that the second strongest permanent on the board is the Smothering Tide too, other than literally the combo happening on Andy's board.
Well, I don't have 3 tokens, so.
Not yet. We'll see. Okay. When does it see? Is it as soon as you have 3 tokens it switches, or is it
it's at my
upkeep?
upkeep?
Okay.
And I have to.
I would say we got a big window.
Yeah.
Big window.
Big window.
Big
Huge.
honking window.
Okay. So no instant speed zombies are coming out or anything.
I mean, I can sack this Digraph Colossus, which will make a zombie that has Decayed. And if you play a
Right.
land, I'll get a zombie that has Decayed.
Right.
But otherwise, no.
Right. Okay. So this is at Mangold. This is at Jason. And I think I'm gonna do one of these at Andy Flory and the other one at Jason.
Gross.
So
I
Jason,
have
you have
no blocks. I take 7.
you take
No,
4.
3.
4.
4.
Because it has a +1/+1 counter from spell.
Okay.
I'm not blocking.
Tiny little screen.
I
over
also
So then
am
you-
not.
cards.
So then Jason, you'll take 5. Andy, you'll take 3. I have 3 copies of Ikra Shidiqi, so I'll gain 21 times 3, so 63 plus another 6, so I'll gain 69 life.
Nice.
So infect then, I guess.
Yeah, I go to 78.
No, it's fine. We can.
Wait,
do
no.
damage.
I go
I
to
predict that this game will end with a Helix
108.
Pinnacle.
With the Helix Pinnacle. Do you run that coil?
I do.
I
You run it,
do.
Jason?
No,
Oh,
no, I
Jason,
don't.
You do?
I do.
Oh,
I
nice.
run Helix Pinnacle in my enchantment.
Helix
deck.
Pinnacle is a hilarious way to win a game of Magic. Yeah.
Yes, it is. After that, I'm gonna pass the turn.
How much mana up? 3.
I
looks
have.
like?
Well, I have this Birds of Paradise and this Demir Signet, which tap for an extra 1 because
Oh, right.
of
They
Keenan
tap for
plus 3
Kinnan,
lands.
yeah.
So 1,
Okay, so
2, 3,
5
4,
total.
5, 6, 7.
Oh, you have all of his lands hiding behind your image too. Okay, you got all kinds of mana. Good to know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's fine. I'll untap. This is fine. Everything's fine. This is me, the dog, and the burning building. It's all fine.
Are you gonna pay the 2?
Great question, and the answer is yes.
You
Why?
are. Wow.
I'm gonna pay the 2.
My goodness. I didn't
Jason,
even
remember
know-
this. Remember, I gave you all the men.
I didn't even know 2 players in a row. So both
I
times.
will play a mountain, trigger my copy of Tatyova to gain a life and draw a card.
Yeah.
And on
Now
that
you're gonna
one,
wish you had that 2 mana though.
On that one, I will not pay.
Did you say Tatyova?
That's what it says on the card.
Tatyova.
Tatyova. I mean,
Tatyova.
Tatyova.
I hear it Tatyova.
Tatty.
I don't know.
I'm not Tatyova. I don't know, man.
Who's to say? It's unknowable.
It sounded weird to me.
Oh boy, all that mana over there for you, Coil, but also you're the biggest problem. I gotta keep attacking Coil. I gotta just be bold and brave.
Do it up.
Be
gonna
brave.
do
I'm so willing to take this damage.
All right, here it comes.
You had
It's
108.
15 more.
That's right. I'm keeping track of the Grenzo damage I got. This will be 6 Grenzo damage.
Yep. I hereby promise not to kill you with Grenzo combat damage, but I'll keep track of it too. That's 15 coming in at you.
15. I will go down
You should mill
to
him with Grenzo.
93.
Okay. So I'm starting to feel like there's no chance that Coil's not going to attack with the Ikra Shidiqis at all. So I'm just going to go ahead and exile the top 6 of your library to the
Oh.
Grenzo triggers.
Beautiful.
Oh.
Ready? We've got a snow-covered island.
Yeah.
We've got a snow-covered forest.
Not good.
We've got an arcane signet. It's not bad.
Maybe.
We've got a damnation.
Not great for
Oh.
me.
That's
Vizier
good.
of many faces.
Ooh.
Whoa.
And a God Eternal Ronus, which would have been great before combat. But
Yeah. Let me just read these cards now with the power of reading.
let me put them in nice spots on the playmat so you can double click them real nice.
Double click them real nice.
Double click them real nice now, y'all.
Sounds like an Italian, like one of those Italian chef videos. I'm gonna make it real nice. I'm gonna make the spaghetti real nice.
Who says that? You just invented a chef.
No, I feel like you say like you gotta
Let's
make it
real
nice. Do you watch the Real
I'm Emerald
Housewives of New
Agassi.
Jersey? I feel like that's been said there many times. Make it nice. There is a Cooking with Kathy show here in Southeast Michigan, and I believe she also has said this before.
Mhm.
I could be wrong. But I do like making up chefs,
Right
though.
here. All right. Here's what we're going to do. We will pay 2 for the Arcane Signet. So we're doing that.
What's the deal with Arcane Signet?
So good.
You can't splice onto it.
And then we'll tap the Signet and these 2 remaining lands and sacrifice our treasure token for Vizier of Many Faces. And does that resolve?
I don't have any responses.
I pass priority.
All right, I'm
I'm
gonna make
green.
a copy of Dockside Extortionist. Can y'all tell me how many of those things you got these days?
Oh, gross.
4. I have 4.
4, 5. I have 5.
The same amount as before, 2.
So that's 11. All right.
That's
my
pretty good.
Dockside. And there's my second Dockside Extortionist. I've got this tapped Arcane Signet. That's all good. I'll get 11 treasures. And I'm just saving up all this mana so I can play the cards I steal from people is the plan. And let's see. We got
Oh, I guess you still do have.
Yeah, you still have
Is it?
mana.
It's still end of turn, right? So you could cast these still.
Oh yeah, I can still cast them if I want.
Yeah.
The question
Cast
is,
that
do I
damnation.
want? Is the
Yeah.
question.
I think you
Yeah,
do want
damnation.
that damnation to be cast.
After, yeah.
I don't think I do want
After
to do that
casting
to
one
be
of the
cast.
creatures from that pile. Yeah, you do that little damnation action.
No.
You wipe my
fine.
whole board. I'm so afraid of that.
You're fine. We don't need damnation.
It doesn't. Well, it doesn't wipe your planes.
The question is it worth 5 for that Ronas, or do I just wait and see? I don't think Ronas is worth it, so I'm gonna pass with the 11 treasures up.
Okay. How many cards do you have in hand, Andy?
2.
All right.
I guess I could have swung with Tatyova. I forgot that it was also in play.
Tatyova.
Oh no, yeah, I could have. Yeah.
Tatyova.
Look, sorry I say it wrong. Apparently, I don't know. I don't play this card. Go ahead.
I don't either, but
It's not in my deck.
I'm not responsible for knowing how to pronounce the words that aren't written on cards in my deck. I don't think that's unreasonable.
I have these Moontains that I have. I have lots of Moontains in my deck.
Moontains.
Mm-hmm.
What if you could only say words that are printed on someone in your deck? That'll make
That would-
Magic really hard. You'd have
be
to
very
be
difficult.
really creative with the flavor text. Alright, I played Glacial Fortress. Oh, how bad.
I
do
would just
wanna
make
do
sure to
this?
play the full text basics if that was a stipulation I'd live my life with, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I like those basics. People crap on those. I think they're fun.
Yeah.
I'll play
they're fun.
Estrid's Invocation as a copy of Overgrowth.
I even like the basics lands that came with flavor text in the AFR commander decks. Or is it were they in AFR
I
packs
think
too?
it's just AFR
1, 2, 3.
basics had that.
4, 5, 6,
Gotcha.
7, 8.
That's a lot of
I'll play
mana.
Sphere of Safety for 5.
Ooh.
I'll
That's
draw
not good
2
for
cards.
me.
You do run Helix Pinnacle. You weren't lying.
Go up to 7 on Estrid. I'll
That's bad
untap
for
all my
goblins.
enchanted permanents.
Yes.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I drew a mind control, but I don't know what to play it on.
What am I gonna do if it's just me and Jason at the end? Because I can't get rid of Sphere of Safety and Mono Red, and it's just gonna not be
That's
able to
a-
pay.
That is a bold statement. I am
You
at
got 3
93
mana.
life. Where am I
Loading.
going?
I said if. I said if.
I'll play a Starfield of Nyx.
Ooh, that's a cool card.
That is a cool card.
I'll draw 2.
I like the oversleeve of reprint this card.
Oh yeah. I got the Did You Pay the 2?
I love
Um,
that one. I've seen that
mhm.
one. That's great.
And then Estrid has the tear in half line.
Oh,
Oh, I
that's
thought it
cool.
was actually torn in half. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
was
So
an
we had
oversleeve.
we had 2
Okay.
of them. Because
Oh,
what
that's
happened
fun.
was we had Tappy on our stream, and I opened Neva Neural, and I hate that card, so I tore it up. And Tappy told me to send it to her, and she would build a deck out of it. And then some guy was like, well, it's clearly painted on there. And she's like, well, it's a ripped card. What are you talking about? So that gave me the idea to have the altar sleeves. So the Brainstorm Brewery
That's funny.
altar sleeve include the torn up
awesome.
looking cards. And we've got, did you pay the 2? Did you pay the 1? Reprint this card, and this card needs to be banned. So I had to take that off all my Hull Breachers.
Oh.
Because apparently
There you
they
go.
work.
I want that this card needs to be banned to put on like the worst cards in my decks.
I'll play Search for Ascanta with 2 of the 3 remaining floating mana. And with the last floating mana, I'll play a Soul Ring.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
That's not an enchantment.
I know, right? It doesn't even belong in the deck. You're right.
Hey, Bob Doobie.
I'll pass the
You
turn.
put it on your Evolving Wilds.
It's a good call.
All right, untap. I will draw. And I will not pay the 2. I am going to play a Mutavault. Can turn into a 2/2 with all creature types. I'm going to pay 4. 1, 2, 3, and yeah, I'll tap a swamp for this. To play Endless Ranks of the Dead.
Oh,
Beginning of my
That's a
upkeep,
thing.
I make X 2/2 zombies, where X is half the number of zombies I control rounded down. I will move to combat, but I'm not goaded. So I'm going to move to my end step, and I am going to sack this decayed zombie to draw a card, and I'm not going to pay for that Smothering Tithe.
all right, with a Smothering Tithe trigger on the stack, so you can draw your card first.
Oh my
I got it.
goodness.
Okay.
Yep. I'm gonna go 4, 5, 6 mana and attempt to flash out a Wormcoil Engine.
It's got your name in it.
Oh my
Hey.
goodness!
That's your name.
Ah!
Quick, someone put up the Leo DiCaprio meme of him pointing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any response to a Wormcoil Engine entering.
I can't do anything with
Yes.
only 3 treasures. You did it.
Nice. Wait,
You outplayed everybody.
good. That was
Big
my
brain.
plan all along.
Big
Okay.
brain time.
Untap. And draw for turn. I will play a Command Tower as my land for turn.
Commandy Tower.
Did you pay for a Smothering Tithe?
Oh, you know, before Command Tower goes down, yeah, I'm going to pay for Smothering Tithe.
That's right. In this house, we pay for Smothering Tithe.
That's right.
Not in this house, though.
Then I'll play my Command Tower.
I wish you all played at Andy's house so I could have more mana.
I'm going to make a zombie with Decayed for my Curse of the Restless Dead.
I made
Yes.
7 mana on 3 lands. Untapped those 3 lands and made 7 more mana. I'm like, oh, I need treasure tokens.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, so I am going to move to combat. I am going to declare these 4 creatures as attackers. I'm going to have Wormcoil Engine come at Andy Flory, and 3 copies of Ikra Shidiqi coming at Mr. Mangold.
Ooh, it's getting spicy up in here, apparently.
They're not goaded anymore.
Apparently.
I have
All right.
a form of goad where I can't be attacked.
I'm going to block one of those Ikra Shidiqis with my copy of Dockside Extortionist. Let's make it the one that's got a
They-
+1/+1 counter on it.
They do have Menace.
They do have Menace.
Menace.
That is a fact, isn't it?
It's
Mhm.
Italian.
Do I want to lose my Tatyova? Or just I take 10, right? 10?
It would be 10 total. Yep.
10 is fine. That puts me to 6 commander,
Tennish.
right?
I'm going to take Tennish.
Yeah, I have no blocks. I lied. No blocks.
Andy, 6 coming your way.
I'm taking 6.
Okay. Then
28.
I will gain 6 from lifelink on Wormcoil Engine to 99, and then gain 21 times 3. Again, another 69 plus another 18 on top of that. So 87 more. So I go up to 186.
Not nice.
You can do it, Jason. Play that Helix Pinnacle. You're protected from swings.
It's just gonna be me and him just not doing shit to each other, isn't it?
Can't wait till you get an Aetherflux Reservoir and can't kill me with it.
Do you run Aetherflux Reservoir?
I think so.
Ooh, that's a good one for that deck.
I bet I do because of Ikra.
Is it
in
legendary?
Here. I bet I do.
Aetherflux Reservoir?
No, it's not legendary. No.
Okay.
I do play some non-legendaries in here. Wandering Archaic is a really good non-legendary.
Feels like Aetherflux Reservoir would be legendary though.
You'd think it's an Aetherflux Reservoir,
they have a
not
bunch
the
of
Aetherflux.
Oh,
There's a lot of ways to play
there's
Aetherflux.
multiple of them. Okay.
It doesn't have like Kaladesh painted on the side. It's just a bunch of them.
Yeah, it's just a water tower, but for Aether.
I will pass after that. So I do have 2 untapped creatures with Keenan and Birds of Paradise.
Sure. All right. Untap.
Also, Questing Beast is legendary, but it's not the Questing Beast. It's just Questing Beast.
That's right.
So, yeah. What are you gonna do?
Adjust my board state here for clarity. I've learned my lesson about not goading Ikra Shidiqi, apparently. I have to goad all those creatures. I will draw for turn.
This is garbage.
It's the sphere of safety.
I will draw for turn, and I will not pay for
all
Smothering
right, we
Tide.
don't pay for it
because
in this
I
house
tricked
anymore.
Coil into paying for Smothering Tides with peer pressure, but I actually don't care because you have a gazillion mana, and I'm sure it's not going to be.
Let's see. You also have a gazillion mana.
We all have a gazillion mana, TDH.
Well, this is actually a good
What we
time
do in this
to.
format. We make a
This is actually
gazillion
a
mana.
good time to discuss the rules interactions with Goad and Sphere of Safety effects, because if memory serves, there's a weird interaction here. Maybe somebody who's not playing can.
I believe the
look it
rule, and if there's any judges in chat, because we can also confirm in our judge.
Would
rules,
appreciate a judge here.
But
I
believe you cannot force somebody to pay their mana, so they can just decide not to attack. Is my understanding. Jason, do you know?
Right. I think that's the case. Even if there are players they could attack legally, I think they could decide not to attack because they could be like, oh, I'd rather attack that person, but I can't use
the
150 mana. So it basically breaks Goad because you can just decide not to attack if you want, which is a bummer.
If you're watching this and that's not the right ruling on YouTube, ignore it, and it's fine.
Yeah,
Because
just go along with your
yourself
life.
that this doesn't matter.
Do
We're
not
all just
comment.
Hanging out for no prizes. It'll be okay if
Right.
we don't know a rules thing.
I'm gonna play a Castle Embereth. I'm gonna gain a life and draw a card off of my Tatiova, whatever you want to say.
Tatiova,
Yeah, freaks.
in a very English accent.
We're the freaks. You're over there saying Tatyova.
That's
Like there's
what
an apostrophe
the card
in it.
says.
There's no apostrophe in it.
That's an interesting draw. Now I gotta think about my thoughts. 3 Ikra Shidikis over there?
There are 3 copies of Ikra Shidiqi over
You
here.
might say 3 Ikra Shidiki?
Three Christian, 3 key.
Okay.
I hate that. That was good. Ikra Shidiqi.
3 shith, 3 diki.
And 2 blockers in Kinnan and the bird.
Yep.
I
And
don't-
flash speed spells.
Yes.
And
We're
how much
all,
mana?
we're all aware.
A lot.
8.
Quite a bit. Quite a
Oh, yeah,
bit.
That's too much. Too much mana.
I gotta put pressure on. We're going to combat.
Mm-hmm.
Goblins will continue to fight this losing fight.
Yes.
So will this Tatiova, apparently. And so in for 15, 16, 17, 20 this time.
I'm sorry I made you self-conscious about the way you say Tatyova.
You know what, Jason? I don't think you are sorry. I don't know you that well, but from what I've learned, I don't think you're sorry.
Is Grenzo any bigger than 3 power?
Grenzo
Right now?
is a 3/3.
Okay, so I'll go up to 9 commander damage and go down to 166 life.
We're gonna get there, boys. All right, let's
164? Dang.
166. I accidentally went too far past.
I'm gonna go ahead and goad all those Ikra Shidikis.
Okay.
And with my remaining triggers, just exile the top 5 of your library.
Okay. Ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, we have a Prime Speaker Vanifer, which
I
is
know.
really good for you.
I know that one. I can get slightly bigger
If
goblins.
you can give it haste, yeah. How about a Rhystic Study?
Sure, I hear that's good in this format.
Snow-covered swamp, a Deathrite Shaman, and then one more card. You said 5, right?
Yeah, 5.
Another snow-covered swamp.
All right, let's take a Rhystic Study.
You got a Rhystic Study.
That's pretty cool. Those Zendikar Rising MDFC tokens coming in handy.
All right, there's a Rhystic
Are those
Study.
easy to wipe off?
They're in sleeves, so they're very easy to wipe off in sleeves,
Oh.
yeah. And then Prime Speaker Vanifer is 4 mana, right? Double clicking
yes.
now, waiting for it to load.
Yep, 4 mana. You got it.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a Prime Speaker Vanifer. That sounds fun for the whole family.
Yeah, it sure does. In a Goblins deck? Oh, yeah. Pot
So-
away.
I'll make a Prime Speaker Vanifer. And that is just tap for the pod ability, right? Is there any other text on there? I got the version. I can
Well,
look at
yeah,
now.
tap and sacrifice. Yep.
You're right. Yeah.
And then
that's
it's
fine.
equal to 1 plus the
Yeah.
mana value. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, there's my Prime Speaker. And then I was kind of hoping to get more in the way of
You want a Deathrite Shaman?
maybe I do want a Deathrite Shaman. I'm gonna take a Deathrite Shaman too.
You got a Deathrite
I just love writing on cards with dry erase markers. This is my passion in life.
You got a lot of good cards over there.
Deathrite Shaman is worth a treasure to just chump block for
I
all
thought you were
time.
starting to just write dry erase.
Pretty close. DRS, pretty close to dry erase.
Drivers.
And I think I'm also going to sack 3 treasures at this point to cast a Goblin Chain Whirler.
Ooh.
Oh,
1 to
that's
all
gross.
creatures and 1 to each of you.
Oh.
So that
Is
is going
how
to take
much
up
to
the
each creature?
Shrouded. 1. Just 1.
Oh.
It doesn't
So-
target, it just kills my...
Doesn't target. It's going to kill the Enchantress, the bird, and I think nothing else, unless I have missed something.
That's gross.
Oh, that
I-
happens.
I'll respond.
I bet you will.
Just to tap my bird for 2 blue mana.
I had
And,
Arcane Signature.
and that's it. That's all I'm going to do. Tap it for 2 blue mana and ask that you remind me when you are going to move to your next step.
I'm going to move to the next phase of my turn. Mana
Okay.
will burn away.
I'm going to cast Thassa's Oracle,
Ooh.
which would be for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can look at the top 5. I don't win the game.
Okay.
Don't worry
Yeah.
about that. So I guess it's cast. Maybe I had Demonic Consultation in my hand. I don't play that card in this deck.
I pass priority on the
I'm
Thassa's
I'm
Oracle.
letting the fastest oracle
Yeah, I
roll.
pass priority. I have no
All right.
response here.
ETB, I will look at the top 5 cards of my library, and then I may put 1 on the top of my library and the rest on the bottom of my library. Oh. I don't know if I want any of these.
I don't think anyone's ever cast a fastest oracle to do that before.
It's a first. It's a first. You're seeing it here first on the Guardian
I-
Project podcast.
This guy just
I-
paid 5 mana for a Force of Will. What is going on?
I'm gonna put all 5 on the bottom of my library.
Well, 5 lands, people. It's 5 lands.
Ugh, not quite.
All right. I mean, I'm still passing my end steps. Unless you got more stuff to do, Coil, I think
Nope.
we are moving on.
Over to Jason.
Go ahead, Jason.
All right. Look at the top card of my library. It's Femorph Enchantress. I'll put it in my graveyard.
Did you draw for turn already?
Not yet.
Okay.
This is upkeep. Now I'll draw for the turn.
Trigger! We pay the 1,
What?
or is it 2? How many?
It's-
What's risk?
Rhystic Study
It's
is
on
when I play
cast. It's on cast. You actually can draw
Replace
1 for my
spell.
Thassa's
See, I don't
Oracle.
even know what this card is. See?
Yeah, draw 1 for my Thassa's Oracle. I won't pay.
Okay, cool. And then you get another Snubbing Type token there.
Yeah.
Sorry for not knowing the cards, especially cards that are very iconic in Commander. I thought it was the one that Smothering Tithe is on draw.
I'll
Resisting,
use Estrid's
cast.
ultimate.
Mhm.
So you
Yeah.
put the top 7 cards of your library into your graveyard, return all non-aura enchantment cards to the battlefield, then do the same for auras.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'll do all the non-auras first. Sterling Grove, Ghostly Prison.
Well, that's pretty
It's
good.
dead. It's dead. Then the auras come in. I got no ring and a D sphere.
Wait, does Detention Sphere hit creatures that all have the same name?
Yeah, like Ikra Shidiqi.
Like Ikra
maybe?
Yikes.
Shidiqi?
Yeah.
Big
you could do that.
yikes.
So I'm gonna Shidi sphere. Ikra Shidi sphere.
Sure.
Shadi's nuts.
I'll have my 2 commanders go to the command zone.
And I'll O-ring Andy's altar.
But for why? Oh no.
Because
It's a
I
good
feel
one.
bad that
All right.
I
All right. It's gone.
Shadiqed coil so bad.
Shadiqed.
Stop saying Shadiq as a verb.
I love it.
That's what we're
1,
tweeting
2,
later.
3, 4,
Check out this
5.
game we posted to YouTube where Jason Shadiq's coil.
Not okay.
8 mana. I'll go up to 5. I'll untap these.
Oh yeah, all my Ikras were goated too. Oh,
Oh shoot,
What a
they had to
waste.
come at me, but I'm glad they're not.
Or you could just not attack with them.
Oh, I guess that's
Mostly
fair.
it was can't attack me, which is the
I-
most important part.
I probably
I now have 5 non-aura enchantments, which means I can start punching people in the face with Starfield Index if I want.
Yeah.
But also, a damnation destroys a lot of enchantments.
Yeah. Well, mine's exiled.
All of these are true facts.
I just made damnation way worse for me. So I still think Starfield Index is a fine magic card. And I'm gonna keep.
Have you
playing
seen
it.
the meme about the person that did that really long post about how destroy all creatures shouldn't get around Shroud?
Oh.
It's a really good, like, long post about how it's irrational to think that Wrath of God.
Is
would
it
get
good
around
because the guy's
Shroud.
weird, or is it good because he makes good points?
There's no good points to be made.
Excellent.
This person is overly committed and insists that it is a front to all logic and reason that it gets around Shroud. And I'm just thinking that you can make the same argument when somebody Wrath of God's against all your Shroudy enchantments.
I'm gonna crack Sterling Grove.
Oh, they no longer have Shroud. Ha!
Yeah, but the thing I'm gonna get does have Shroud.
Helix Pinnacle.
Hey. Now you just have to get 100 mana. Can you do it right now?
Right now, no.
Okay.
I don't even think I can draw the Helix Pinnacle this turn. I'll play Story Circle.
What is Story Circle?
Oh, you about to find out. As Story Circle comes into play, choose a color. The next time a source of my choice of that color would deal damage to me, I prevent that damage.
Oh,
So
By
it's
paying a
probably
white.
blue.
It's an activated ability, yeah. It's the like choose your own circle of protection card,
That's
basically. It's got sick art from Mercadian Masks, the original. I love
So
it.
I'll draw for the turn.
Mm-hmm.
So I have 0 mana floating, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Play the Pinnacle, I'll put 11 counters on it and pass the turn.
all right. Untap. At my upkeep, I have 2 things that are going onto the stack. Poppet Stitcher. I guess an endless rank slip. Does this go onto the stack?
I don't know if Poppet Stitcher
Does it use?
doesn't
the
it just
stack?
check?
I think it just checks, but I'm gonna stack it so
does
it checks.
use it. Well, it does use a stack, but I don't think you can choose when it checks. Like, it checked at the beginning of your upkeep
Right.
before anything else would have resolved. So
Well,
Right.
this says at the beginning of your upkeep as well.
Right.
So they both go on the stack at the same time.
Right, but
I'm
I'd like.
saying nothing goes on the stack with Puppet Stitcher unless you control 3 more creature tokens. I think.
Well, but
Like,
I will when Endless Ranks of the Dead goes off.
But it'll already be, I guess, like
I don't know.
past
we
the
need somebody
beginning
with
of your.
proper rules knowledge. I'm not sure how that works because I thought that ability wouldn't trigger unless you had it, so it wouldn't trigger. There'd be nothing to even put on the stack in no order to choose.
I wasn't sure.
But I'm not sure either, actually. This
Well,
is the
say
beauty
it
of
doesn't
Cube.
then.
I know all the rules interactions in my Cube, but now we're in Commander. All these cards doing weird stuff. I think you can say it does. It's fine.
I mean, because I can turn Mutavault into a creature, so Endless Ranks of the Dead is going to give me 2 zombies to make Puppet Stitcher flip. But I don't know how this stack.
If we want to
Works.
take like a 2-minute check, we can check the judge's IRC, and they will answer probably pretty
We can
quickly,
Google,
I
'cause
imagine.
I would love to flip this.
Yeah, let's check.
'Cause I've
Let's
never
do it.
flipped it. But I can also just look at the actual ruling for Puppet Stitcher.
Probably does.
It doesn't say it on Puppet Stitcher.
Oh, it doesn't?
No, the only other ruling I can think of, and I don't know how relevant it is Shieldred has her reanimation at the beginning of your upkeep. You can't like put a creature into the graveyard after your upkeep already starts and target it with Shieldred. The target has to happen immediately at the beginning of upkeep.
Well, let's just say
But
it
that's
doesn't.
not really
then.
that relevant.
Well, let's say it doesn't. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's the fair state. We can just. There's no reason to delay. So I will make 1 zombie then, because I have 3 zombies. It's half rounded down. So I'll make a zombie. I will draw for turn. I will not pay for the Smothering Tithe.
Looks like Plaid is suggesting that
If
the
you
ability.
Okay, so it's the number of zombies you control is counted when the ability resolves. If you control multiple Endless Ranks of the Dead, the tokens you get when the first ability resolves will count for the subsequent abilities. And okay.
Well, that's
But that's for the. I guess the question is, can Puppet Stitcher check after Endless Ranks of the Dead resolves? I guess that's the question we're trying to resolve.
Yeah, the question is like, is there a trigger that goes on the stack from Puppet Stitcher or not? And if there is, then you can stack them. Or does it check before the ability would go off to see if it even puts something onto the stack? I don't know, but I just asked the Magic Judges IRC, which it's a late hour, but I bet if we give it 60 seconds, somebody will be here to explain to us.
Okay.
41 judges hanging out.
Because I can vamp.
judges.
I
Yeah,
can
so-
vamp for 41.
Here we go. It says no, you need to already control 3 more trigger tokens when your upkeep
Perfect.
begins. So yeah, it does not work. You need to have enough.
Okay. So I made my
Thank you
one.
to, well, this person's got maybe a suspect username. Thank you to this person.
I appreciate checking. I'm gonna pay. I'll do 3 for Liliana's Devotee. So zombies I control get +1/+0, and at the beginning of my end step, if a creature died this turn, I can pay 1 into black if I do create a 2/2 black zombie creature token.
Would you like to pay for Rhystic Study?
No.
I think I forgot that on Helix Pinnacle, but oh well.
what about Storybook?
And then
And I will not pay for Smothering Tithe when I draw that card either.
Yeah.
I cast a human warlock, so that was not a zombie. And then I will move to combat. Quill, you have Keenan and Thassa's Oracle?
And 6 mana.
Oh, and Flash. Well, that's true.
Yep.
That's like a whole thing. We
It's
did
nothing,
that
just
once. Let's
attack.
not do it twice.
Just attack. It's nothing. Nothing bad has ever happened to me for attacking Coil. Just do it.
I am going to. Yeah, I'm not going to attack. I'm going to go to my end step. And I will, for Wilhelt, I will sacrifice. This.
I thought you said I'm gonna goad my end step.
I'm gonna goad my end
Oh,
step.
please. Oh, don't tease me, please.
I'm gonna
Only.
sacrifice this Diagraph Colossus. I'm gonna make a zombie with Decade, and I'm gonna draw a card. And I'm gonna look to see if I want to pay, and I will pay a swamp And I'll tap for a swamp. I'll tap for 2 black, and then I pass.
I will, at the end of your turn, tap for 6 and cast Sakashima of 1,000 Faces as a copy of Thassa's Oracle. So now you get to see it twice if it resolves.
I have no response.
I'll look at the top 7.
Nobody seems to be that threatened, so I guess I'll let it resolve.
Okay.
Go for it.
I mean, I had already let it resolve, but I mean, that's my logic.
Gotcha.
Although I do like to subtly mess with people by letting them draw a bunch of cards and be like, okay, I'll let it happen.
Right?
Oh, and I don't have the mana for Aristic Study.
Great. That's what I like to hear.
Wonderful.
I'll leave this one on top. Right. Now untap. And draw for turn.
How many cards do you have in hand, Mike?
I have 2.
2.
Yeah, I haven't been drawing a whole lot, but I think I'm just gonna pass turn.
All right. I will untap.
There's so much happening on Andy's board now.
Well, we're gonna go for it now because you're gonna let me untap with the.
You're gonna goad for it?
with a Prime Speaker Vanifar in my Goblin deck. We are gonna shoot for the moon here.
Ooh.
All right. Let's start by playing a land.
There's a non-zero chance that deck has a Thornbite Staff in it.
Which will trigger Tatyova. I will draw a card. I'm not paying for either of these. Then I'm going to go ahead and think very carefully about my sequencing here. I think this is the right order. I want to do that, then that. Yeah. All right. Activate Prime Speaker Vanifar, sacrificing Impulsive Pilferer. Any responses to this?
Seems good.
Get a treasure.
All right. Get a treasure because Impulsive Pilferer died. We will go into our library.
I hope this is all so that you can encore Pilferer and get even more treasures, because I wanna.
That is part of the plan.
Yeah.
I'll give you a hint. The plan is to get more treasures. Let's put it that way.
Uh-oh. Are you gonna win with treasure?
I will put a Goblin Engineer into play.
Oh,
Nice.
And then when that triggers, before I shuffle, I will put a Cloudstone Curio in my graveyard.
that seems good. Yeah.
That's cool.
It's not cool. It's not cool about that.
There's
Super
nothing
cool.
about that.
Then I am going to activate Goblin Welder, targeting a treasure token and Cloudstone Curio.
Yep.
Boop. Boop.
Bloop.
Bloop. And then I'll pay 1 mana for a Spike Shot Elder.
Yes.
If that enters the battlefield, I will pick up my Dockside Extortionist.
Well, that's Infi Manas.
Is it?
Yeah,
Nice.
it is infinite mana, and I'm also, with my infinite mana, going to infinitely cast Goblin Chain Whirler, dealing infinite damage to all of your creatures and your faces.
Hang on.
So
How
yeah,
are you
go ahead,
infinitely
Jason.
casting
You go
Chain
first,
Whirler?
Jason.
That is the loop I'm going to demonstrate. So because I have this Dockside Extortionist, which makes more than 5 mana when ETBs, it's going to make 5 treasures, and also going to trigger Cloudstone Curio, which will pick up the Chain Whirler. With that 5 mana, I'll cast the Chain Whirler, leaving 2 left over, pick up the Extortionist, and just go back and forth.
Yeah,
Extortionist
the first
and Chain
time we
Whirler.
try to cast Chain Whirler, I'm going to cast Arcane Denial on it.
Sure. That is fine. So, let's resolve this in order then. So I do get the Dockside Extortionist copy.
So I have 1, 2, 3. Do I have more than 3? 1, 2. I have 4. Yeah, I have 4.
Oh,
I have
7, and Jason, how many do you have?
17.
Oh,
18, 19.
You have 19?
Yeah, 19 artifacts and enchantments. Yeah.
I'm gonna run out of dice. Okay, hold on. So I just gotta keep track with numbers. So you have 19, so I have a total of 12, 14 plus 19. So yeah, that's quite a bit of treasure. That puts us to, and math is so hard to do when you're staying up late. That's 29 plus 4, 33 treasure? Yeah, 33 treasure. Okay. This is now, Goblin Chain Whirl is countered, and I draw a card on the upkeep, and you draw 2 on the next upkeep, correct? Or is it end step?
It's upkeep.
Okay.
No, it's opposite.
next.
You'll draw 2, Jason will draw 1.
I'll draw 1. You draw
Oh, right,
2.
that makes sense. Otherwise, that card would be really, really good. Okay.
It's
so,
like dismissed.
it still
but
is pretty
way
good.
better for me. And half as much
Yeah.
mana.
I love that it's 1 in a blue and not blue.
I'm still going to tap my lands and just keep my 33 treasures floating around. I'm going to cast a Goblin Chieftain. Does that resolve?
Oh, it gives all your goblins haste.
All my goblins haste and +1/+1.
How many cards do you have in your hand? Man,
4.
I think I gotta let that resolve, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And I'm actually. Did you want. I forgot the trigger for the Risk Study for your Arcane Denial. Too much going on. Alright. Goblin Chieftain enters the
Welcome to
battlefield.
Commander.
It's true. Goblin Chieftain enters the battlefield. I'm going to bounce Dockside Extortionist. Surprising nobody. I'll recast the Dockside Extortionist.
I'll cast Ashiok's Erasure.
What does that one do? Well,
It
first
has
trigger.
flash. It's a flash enchantment. I'm not paying the 1 for Ristic Study.
All right, I'll draw a card.
Are you paying the 2?
No,
Cool.
I'm not paying the 2.
This is a nice parasymbiotic relationship we have. Ashiok's Eraser comes in the battlefield. It exiles a spell, and you can't play spells with the same name as the exiled card. And then when Ashiok's Erasure leaves the battlefield, the exiled card goes back to your hand.
Okay, that all seems very fair. So Dockside Extortionist is now exiled.
Yep.
That's cool and good, and we all like it. Great. Now I wish Prime Speaker Vanifar was a goblin, because then it would have haste and things would be crazy right now.
Yes.
All right, I have to think much harder about my line now. I'm sorry, I'll make this as quick as I can.
No, you're good.
All right, let's see here. Because I do
Don't
have a
make me
weird little
counter another spell.
toolbox going on
Don't
here. I can
make
do some
me-
other stuff.
What if I have a counter in my hand? Oh,
I literally
pick
don't
that
run
up-
counter spells in any decks except this one. I need a ton of counter spells so I don't get Merciless Eviction.
oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair.
Pick that up.
That's a good reason.
That.
Because Merciless Eviction just removes this deck from the game.
Yeah.
What is the
Exile
best?
all the enchantments. Goodbye.
do.
Yeah, if it destroyed them, I'd be super cool with that. I'd be fine, but
Merciless Eviction, still good to this day. I like that card a lot. I don't run
yeah.
enough black-white decks, so I don't run it very often.
That's the problem. I had it in my hand last game, the Abzan tokens deck.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
What is the line?
What's the line?
What is
What's
a
the
line
line?
anyway?
How do you even know what the line is? There's so much untapped mana on the field.
whose line is it anyway?
Oh, man. Yeah.
Is there anything I can get that does anything?
I haven't
with
watched
that?
reruns of that in a long time.
Yeah, okay, this does do something. All right, I'm going to tap my Arcane Signet for Intimidator Initiate. It's a 1-mana goblin. Its text is irrelevant. Does that resolve?
Its text is irrelevant.
Is it
Famous last words.
Oh, you just need it to come out so you can return a goblin to
I'm
your hand.
going to
Okay.
bounce Goblin Engineer with it with Cloudstone Curio.
What
and
does
then
it do? Out of curiosity, what does that goblin even do?
It's a 1-mana 1/1, and when a player plays a red spell, I may pay a generic mana. If I do, target creature can't block this
Oh,
turn.
okay. Okay.
Okay.
That's cool.
Then I'm going to spend 2 of my 33 treasures to recast Goblin Engineer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does this resolve?
Yep.
All right. Then I will have to dig deep.
Digging deep.
Have to dig deep. I was on top of my library, though I didn't shuffle after I did my last search. I'm going to get a Skull Clamp and put it in my graveyard.
Ah.
Oh, drawing cards matters. This is true.
When you have 33 mana, 31 mana now,
Hey,
Drawing
Jason, how many
cards
cards do you have in your
does
hand?
matter.
How many cards do I have in my hand?
Yeah, how many more counter spells you got?
I got nothing.
You don't have any cards in hand?
No, I don't have any counter spells in hand.
Oh, well, how many cards do you
Now-
have in your hand?
Now, Coil,
6.
it's a fun fact. He can actually lie to you about that. He doesn't have to tell you the truth, which I think should be cheating, but I'm told it's not.
You
It's
said
not.
6? You said 6, Jason?
6 cards in hand, yeah.
Do you have something that doesn't give you Or do you have something that makes you have no maximum hand size?
No.
Because you just cast 2 spells this turn, which means you had 8.
Oh, and the DCI police are here. All right, look.
Oh,
Boom!
Here's what's
I
gonna
missed
happen.
I missed a discard the turn before too. I had to throw 2 lands in the bin.
All right, all my goblins have haste
It's all
because
fine, because this is
Hey!
for fun.
I'm doing goblin stuff over here. All my goblins have haste because of Goblin Chieftain. So I'm gonna sacrifice a treasure to pay for Goblin Engineer's ability to swap another treasure, putting me to 29 treasures. I'm using these dice in like decimal places here. They're in rows.
Sure.
29 treasures to put Skull Clamp into play.
Yes.
Now there's a small problem with my Skull Clamp plan. There's a tiny little hiccup.
Yeah, you're
Which is
Trash
that-
Master.
Which is the Trash Master and the Chieftain mean all my goblins are at least 3/3s, but that's okay.
Because you have a
So-
Shurgen.
I do have a Churgeon, and I also have a Trash Master. So what we're going to do is we're going to pay 1. We're going to Skull Clamp the Intimidator Initiate. And assuming that's okay, I will then sacrifice the Intimidator Initiate to Trash Master to destroy... Shopping. The Arcane Signet of the untapped player with the Light of Anticipation. Or of the Dimir Signet, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Does it only destroy target artifact?
Just
Yeah.
artifacts. Red does not get to interact with enchantments. It's not allowed. It's against the rules. Are you responding to this?
I'm thinking about it
Take your
because
time.
I have to tap a land in order to tap it, and that's the crappy part about it.
This is why I chose it.
Yeah. It's a good idea. I don't blame you.
Smart.
I think I am going to let it go.
Goodbye.
All right.
Bye-bye.
It goes away. I will draw 2 cards, and Jason, I will not pay for any of your disgusting things.
Disgusting.
This is disgusting.
I'm going to pay 2 mana for a Conspicuous Snoop.
Snoop.
All right. Does that resolve?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I have no
I
responses.
play with the top part
I'm
of my library
F6ing.
revealed.
Yeah, I am
can
too. I have no responses, period.
Okay, cool. Great. This will make things different. Not faster, but different.
I'll let you know if I have a response.
All right, so I'll just ask you, Coil. All right, Conspicuous Snoop resolves. I get to see the Bedlam on top before I decide if I want to resolve the Cloudstone Curio ability, which I do because I want a shuffle. So I will just put the Goblin Engineer back in my hand,
Mm-hmm.
and we're having a normal one over here, a very normal one. I will sacrifice 2 more treasures, cast the Goblin Engineer. Coil, is that all right with you? Going into my library.
Keep going.
Gonna put another artifact in the graveyard. That's an option. That's an option.
All right, chat. Is Andy going to win with Grenzo? Let us know in the chat.
I'm gonna put Basilisk Collar in the graveyard.
Do you think Coil has a counter spell, or is this a big bluff? Post it in the chat.
You're just sitting on Cyclonic Rift. That would be so sick.
Oh, that'd be
That would be
awful.
I'd be
have
so
Cyclonic,
impressed.
but I
You
don't
just-
have the
you
mana
just-
to play it anymore.
You just knocked me down from 8 mana to 6 mana. I don't have overloaded Cyclonic Rift anymore.
Beautiful. You'll love to see it. Chat, you'll love to see it. All right, I mostly did that so I get a shuffle. I binned Basilisk Collar off of the Goblin Engineer.
Basilisk.
Oh my goodness gracious! It revealed Goblin Sharpshooter on the top of my library. That's quite good.
It's a very good
Yeah.
one.
I'm gonna pay 3 mana to cast a Goblin Sharpshooter.
Does that have
Mhm.
haste?
Everything has haste. That's a Goblin because a Goblin
Mhm.
Chieftain.
So don't you win with that?
Well, not
It
quite
doesn't-
win. I will destroy all the creatures in the battlefield endlessly, which is okay. Then I am going to activate the Goblin Engineer, which is gonna. Actually, I can look what's on top of my library first. Oh, Kiki Jigi's on top of my library. I lied. We're not activating any Goblin Engineers just yet. All right, with Kiki on top.
Well, wait, hold on. Doesn't Goblin Sharpshooter deal damage to target creature or player? So
Yeah, they can deal damage
you
to a
just-
player.
It only deals 1 before it untaps though. So
Wait, but
it
don't you
untaps
just-
whenever a thing dies.
But don't you bounce it though with another goblin with Cloudstone Curio, right?
I don't have enough mana to do that. I have no infinite mana source because Extortionist is gone.
Oh, the Extortionist is countered. Yes.
So right now I can destroy all the creatures by putting Basilisk Collar from Goblin Engineer into the graveyard on the Sharpshooter if I wanted to, but I don't want to just yet, because what I want to do instead is drop down to 16 treasures. We're getting through this pile of treasures. Gosh darn it. Actually, I don't need to do that. Hold on. This is way better. I'm not dropping down to 16 treasures. Instead, I am just going to, because Snoop is in play, it has all activated abilities of all goblins on top of my library. So I will use Kiki's ability on the Conspicuous Snoop itself, because Conspicuous Snoop is not legendary, but it has Kiki's ability to make infinity copies of Conspicuous Snoop. Let's say 100,000, just to, play it
Yeah,
easy.
we have 100,000.
Is that okay with you, Coil?
100,000 copies of Conspicuous Snoop.
They're all tapped but one.
Yeah, it seems fine.
Oh, no.
All right, now I'll sacrifice this treasure, activate Goblin Engineer, put Basilisk Collar into play, sacrificing another treasure, going down to 19 treasures. Is that also okay with you?
It's wonderful.
All right, I will pay 2 treasures, going to 17 treasures to equip the Goblin Sharpshooter with Basilisk Collar.
You got it.
And now, with 100,000 creatures to sacrifice, I can untap it 100,000 times. And I will attempt to shoot you all for lethal damage, starting with Coil.
You're gonna do it to me first?
I'm gonna do it to you first.
Okay. I'm gonna
Stifle one of
I
them.
don't think this is gonna do it, but I'm just gonna single target Cyclonic Rift, which I did have.
You did have the Rift.
And
you're targeting Sharpshooter?
Sure. You can recast him, but I'll do it.
Yeah, so in response to that, I can make 100,000 more of these guys and sacrifice more and do it all over again.
Sure.
I think
Did we get there?
I think that's
Holy
game.
moly.
I have a single target Psych Rift also. Will that help?
I'm afraid a single target Psych Rift will not help at this
But
stage.
2 single target Psych Rifts though.
2 will also not help, unfortunately. It's a little out of order right now with the.
Could you draw 2 cards and not pay for smothering time? Something you could do right now.
I hereby refuse.
I cannot draw cards right now. I unfortunately lost my sack outlet, but I don't think I have anything. Yeah, nothing lets me.
I unfortunately lost my sack outlet. That was
here. Just
really
so I can go.
Andy.
Just so I can go.
Sack outlet, is that what you're saying?
Just so I can go empty-handed real quick. I'll cast Torment of Hailfire for X = 2 as well.
Oh, interesting.
I'm gonna,
and to put another thing on the stack, so you have to make another 1,000 and then kill me in response to that.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll put another 1,000 on the stack.
Okay.
That Torment could have really messed up my entire thing earlier. Oh no, Torment and Hellfire. I get that confused with the Wrath. That would have been a nightmare to resolve a giant Torment, but it wouldn't have stopped this, I don't think.
I think that's it.
I got a lot of extra permanence. Holy moly. That was a crazy last turn.
11 counters on Helix Pinnacle. I guess you could say I almost got there.
I mean, next turn, how much mana could you make?
Probably almost there.
It really depends on what I drew, but
I was just going to slow the game down.
Sometimes you can put a counter on Sarah Sanctum and tap Sarah Sanctum for like 40 mana at a time. Like, you seem surprised I had 17 enchantments over here.
It's
like,
really hard to see the little tiny cardboard cards on my tiny little laptop.
No, but it that's the point, though. It gets away from you. Before you know it, they're like, oh, I'll tap Sarah Sanctum for 35. And then untap it with Estrid.
I guess you couldn't see the top of my library. My library wasn't on cam. I could have been making up what was on top of my library. I wasn't, I swear. It was a kiki-jiki.
I had a living death, but I said if I sack this, the game's just going to go on for another hour.
It is also why I did not overload the cycle.
I said there's no reason to do this. So, no,
I mean, you could have. Actually, overloading a Cyclonic Rift, depending on timing, if you had done it... If you had done it when I didn't have the treasures, but how would you have known? I guess you would have to know when you saw the Cloudstone Curio come down and do it in response to that, and then
it would have been after Jason's second counter spell, just before
I had so many counter spells.
Yeah,
that was.
Well, after Jason's second counter spell, I already had way too many treasure. I could have just played all the relevant permanents again.
But I don't think you would have had mana left for anything else then, for your tutors and all that.
I don't know. I still ended the game with 17 mana, and I don't
True.
know. We'll never know. You should have done it.
We will
Well,
never.
well,
the world
y'all are
may
too
We'll
never
never
nice.
know. We'll never
Nice.
know.
The
Nice.
world will never know. Well, thank you everybody for joining us on our first stream here in 2022. It's been a long time. We're really glad you all stopped by to hang out with us. Starting with Andy, tell us who you are once more, where everyone can find you before we end our stream tonight.
My name is Andy Mangold. I mostly play and think and talk about Cube on the website luckypaper.co and the podcast Lucky Paper Radio. So you can find me over there.
Awesome. Go check it out. And Jason, once more, tell everyone who you are and where they can find you.
I'm Jason. I have a Twitter.
Yeah, you do.
Jason is too cool for school.
Jason has.
I don't know. I always feel bad. People like, I have a podcast or a website, and I'm like, I write for 2 websites and content manage for 2 websites. I don't know. I get embarrassed. I don't want to talk
Sure.
about it.
It's fine.
Just
Jason
go to-
does all the magic.
Jason
things.
is a
Twitter.
busy man with a pinned tweet that has lots of links to lots of different content.
I don't-
Check that out.
I don't have a big boy job. This is what I do. So I had to get like 40 jobs in magic.
But
what you
that's
have
fun,
to do. No one
though.
tells you that.
That's
Like,
fun.
I'm a content
Hey,
producer.
that's
and then
that's
you
your
go get 40
byline. Your
jobs.
byline is I don't have to go to a real job. That
Yeah.
rules.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
I'm on the clock right now. In between turns, my boss is texting.
Well, we will
That's
be
my
back
glamorous life.
in just a couple of weeks. So we are doing every other Tuesday for our stream. So check out our stream on what is the math on this now?
The
It is
25th.
The 25th. We will be back. And everyone, you have a wonderful night. So stay tuned. We'll see
Oh,
you next
before we
week.
sign off,
Yes.
somehow
Yes.
my goblin deck went an entire 2 matches about making a single goblin token, and I just want to
Yeah.
show off that I have in fact collected one of every goblin token ever printed
Oh,
for
that's
my
fun.
goblin tokens if I ever need them. So that's a fun
I
thing
like
to,
the
to do
unglued
at
one.
all.
Is that Pete
I don't know.
Venters?
This one is the unglued one is
Bottom left.
that is Pete Ventures, yes. This one is actually like weirdly expensive. This hideous goblin token from Scourge with like the gray, like the lights aren't up there,
Yeah.
with like the gray border. It's
Mhm.
it's really ugly, but that's
There's
apparently
like 10 of those in the world or something.
that's apparently the Chase
Super
Goblin
rare.
token. If anyone was wondering what the Chase Goblin token was.
Yeah.
Anyway, you can end the stream now. Sorry for distracting everybody with that nonsense.
Oh,
I
no
need to show
worries,
my
no
Goblin token
worries.
collection.
This is what people tune in for. They're like, can they just get through the game so they can talk about their websites and their sideboard?
And their tokens,
Yeah.
of course.
And they're
Because we're
tokens.
proud of that stuff. And you know, a cool thing about Magic as a game is that it has spawned so many opportunities for people to just carve out a weird niche.
And
like,
so
oh, I
many
make-
Goblin tokens too.
Yeah. But someone could just make a goblin token. I don't know. That's what
Yeah.
I like about
I've
it.
started to wonder if I should start collecting the not official but otherwise mass-produced Goblin tokens. Like Star City Games has made a couple like Goblin tokens modeled after their commentators and players. Gotta start collecting those too, I guess.
Gotta do it. Gotta do it. Well, thank you both so much for joining us on stream this week. This was great. We had a lot of fun, and you are both welcome back anytime you would like.
How about next week?
We're not on
Streaming next
Maybe
week.
I'll open a box next week. You can come open a box with me. Who knows?
Very cool.
So everybody, come check us out in just a couple of weeks.